Welcome back, ladies and gents. Thank you for tuning in. On today's video, I'm going to show you how to find an oil leak by simply replacing your oil as you regularly do with an oil that has a fluorescent dye in it. And the product that we're going to be using today to find our oil leak is going to be Liqui Moly Molygen. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you guys have heard about Liqui Moly, but in case you haven't, Liqui Moly has been the go-to oil by many car enthusiasts around the world. So being that I need to change my oil and knowing that I have an oil leak that I need to find, I decided to go with this Liqui Moly. Now, one of the coolest things that brought my attention was that this oil was not only green, but that this oil actually had a fluorescent dye in it that makes it glow for the first 1,000 miles after you change your oil, according to Liqui Moly. Now I'm gonna go ahead and replace my oil with this Liqui Moly Molygen. I'm going to show you guys some tips and tricks so you can help you find your oil leak, and we're gonna see how good this oil glows. After replacing your oil, in order to find our oil leak, one important thing is to make sure that we could clean as much old oil residue as possible. And the way that we're going to do this is with brake parts cleaner. You could use any type of brake parts cleaner. In case you didn't know, brake parts cleaner is a hell of a degreaser. Now, in order to use this, you have to make sure that the engine is cool to the touch. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. Since this engine is clean at the top, we're gonna have to work at the bottom. If you have a pan underneath if you have a belly pan underneath your car like this, go ahead and remove it. If you have a pan underneath as you come here underneath the car, what you want to look for is oily, like moisture, like this. In comparison to something like this, which also is dirty and is oil, this right here is actually dry. So what we're looking for is moisture and oil drips, just like you see this one over here. So we see this line has oil, so we want to concentrate in this area. And as we move back, I don't see anything here in the middle. Here is where my oil drain plug is at. It's a little bit of oil in there, and I could see some more oil drips right here in this section. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this right here and this right here. Another important factor when it comes to finding your oil leak is, if you have a belly pan like this, is to see where the concentration of oil is at. For instance, this is the front and that's the back. As I showed you previously, in the front we have a leak, but I don't see anything in this belly pan right here. What I see the most concentration is right here in the back. Now, take into account that wind flows through the bottom, and you could be misguided when looking for your oil leak and have your oil run through different parts of your car. So that is important for you to take a look at this. So now we could see that the oil leak is more in the back rather than the front, but we're still going to pay close attention to the front as well. So now we're going to go ahead and clean this up, drive your car for a day or two, and we're finding this oil leak next. Now, in order to find our oil leak, I went ahead and I got this kit, which it comes with the glasses for your eyes and protection. And I got this UV light, which is a true UV light. And as you can see here, this is a 365 nm, which is a true UV light. Now, we cannot see UV light. For instance, we can't see the UV rays that comes from the sun. So this is a true UV light. Most of the UV lights that are out there is truly just like a purple light. So I will highly recommend something like this. I will leave the description down below. Okay guys, and now for the moment of truth. I've waited until it's nighttime so we could see this UV light reflection even better. So now grab your goggles. Let's get under the car. Okay guys, I'm underneath the car and I'm gonna show you exactly what we're looking for. So let's go here to the back and see that reflection, the light green. That's an actual oil drip, and that's what we want to look for. It's a little bit hard to see, especially on camera. I'm gonna put another light on. There's another UV light. And that, guys, is what we're looking for. But basically what the liquid moly looks like is right here. Okay guys, this is how it looks with the light on. You see this oil drip over here, oil drip over here, oil drip over here. I'm gonna show you how it looks just with the UV light on. And this is how it looks with the UV light. There's one of the oil drips right there. This is how it looks with another UV light. Weird, huh? This is the UV light that is actually a 400 nm. And this other UV light is the one that's 365 nm. It just looks different on camera. But something like that is what we're looking for. By the way guys, I just pour in a little bit of the liquid moly pure into the ground. That's how it looks with the light. I'm gonna show you with no light. And that's how it looks. That's in its purest form. Okay guys, and now for the results. Can you find an oil leak by replacing your oil with Liqui Moly Molygen? And my answer is yes. Although there are better ways to find oil leaks, this method is not going to be like boom right in your face, here's the leak. But if you're simply replacing your oil and you want that added extra help to pinpoint where this oil leak is at, this oil will exactly do so for you. As far as the glow and the fluorescent nature of the oil itself, we saw that the glow was really high when it was straight out the bottle, but not so much when I ended up testing it in my own car. Now that oil and that test that I did with the UV light in my own car, that's after 200 miles of using the oil. What I saw from this test is that the more miles that you use the oil, the less glow is going to have. So if any of you guys choose to change your oil and find a leak this way, make sure to look for that leak right away. And definitely don't use your car. That way you can maximize the glow that you could have from this oil. Lastly, if you stuck with me throughout this video and you like the information that I'm putting out there, man, go ahead and smash that like button. And of course, consider subscribing for more automotive tips, tricks, DIYs, and N54 content. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next.